And Verizon just reporting earnings of $1.19. I think we were looking for $1.15. So that's 4 cents above estimates, and revenue of $33.49 billion. That also topped expectations. But the company, it says here, lost more wireless subscribers in the first quarter than the street expected. Joining us now, Hans Vestberg, Verizon chairman and CEO. So is that how you would characterize it, Hans, or was the street overly enthusiastic?
Good morning. I think when I look at the quarter, it was a very strong financial quarter. We were growing 2.7%. We had $12.6 billion in EBITDA. That's the highest quarterly EBITDA we've ever had. And the cash flow was $3.6 billion. So a very strong financial quarter. And then if we look at overall our operations, 187,000 new net customers in between broadband and wireless. I think on the consumer side, which were consumer postpaid, we were out talking pretty early that we had some price ups in December and January, which meant that our churn was a little bit elevated during the quarter. But when we put in a couple of new offers in the quarter, as well as after the quarter, our momentum has come up also on the consumer side. So I would say in these times with a lot of volatility and a lot of uncertainty, our business is very resilient because mobility and broadband is so essential, and that you can see in our numbers for the quarter.
There's still, it's pretty competitive still, though, the landscape. What to be as profitable as possible? How do you offset those two competing forces?
Now, I mean, our bottom line grew with 4% in the quarter. It is a competitive industry because it's a great product we're offering, mobility and broadband, and how we distinguish ourselves as the largest wireless provider in the country has always been with the network, with our offerings, and our value we're giving to our customers, and that is very resonating with our customers the last 2.5 years. And we should also add that our prepaid business, that is more than 20 million consumers using that, was also growing with 187,000 new customers this quarter. That was the first time we really turned around the TracFone acquisition that we did in 2021. So many good indicators in our operation. At the same time, the financials very strong.
The macro background, can you comment on that uncertainty with consumers? Do you have uncertainty based on not knowing exactly what we're going to hear from Washington next?
Of course, there are a lot of uncertainty on the macro, but you need to realize that mobility and broadband is essential for any organization or any individual. You need to have it. And Verizon also have the highest quality customer base in the nation. So we have not seen any deterioration on our payments from our customers, anything like that. But of course, we understand that the consumer sentiment has come down. But our business is very resilient in these times, and actually thriving in this type of environment. So we're very excited over the year. We confirmed our guidance for the full year. So that's a good start for the year of us.
It would seem that the stock itself, obviously, it's been a long road back to some of the levels that the stock achieved 5, 6, 8 years ago. But you're still at a 6.3% yield. And that seems like it, on the one hand, it would be a defensive play, and I think shareholders can count on that. On the other hand, it seems like you wouldn't buy necessarily if you were looking for big capital appreciation.
So if we looked at our stock, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have been committed to the dividend for many years. We have increased our dividend 18 consecutive years. Last year, we made over $11 billion in dividends. So that's a part of our investment thesis for our shareholders. But also we want to grow our business. And if we can grow like 2.7% in the first quarter and also getting leverage bottom line with 4%, I believe in long term also that we're going to have an equity appreciation going forward. And we have started good off this year, but it's a long run. We're a big company. We want to do the right thing for our customers and our shareholders at the same time.
Does it matter, again, the Washington backdrop? Do you gauge capital expenditures? Could you either cut capital expenditures, increase capital expenditures based on policy?
So I would say that we are very committed to our investments in our network. I mean, this year our guidance is on midpoint $18 billion. Verizon has spent over $200 billion the last 6 years in the United States in infrastructure. So we are committed to do that. And there will be ups and downs and different things. But I think one thing that many of my peers, CEO peers, and I think is the tax and the bonus depreciation. If the tax legislation come back on that, will of course create opportunities for more investment because that will unleash a lot of cash for many of the companies, that for us and for others. So I think that will make a difference. But all in all, we are very committed to the investments we're doing right now in our business, and we will continue to do so because it's so important for our customers and our shareholders.
You're talking about extending the tax cuts from 2017. Is that what you're alluding to?
Yeah. The tax depreciation on capital expenditures and research and experimentation. That's what I'm talking about, and that was a tax legislation came in 2017, and of course many of our peers in the business roundtable, of course, are advocating for bringing that back. But ultimately, that's what the government need to decide on. We need to execute on the environment we're into, and Verizon is executing very well in this environment.
Okay. Very good. All right, Hans, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on Squawk Box. Thanks.
Look at all that great background. Bye. Where is he?
Yeah.
Where are you? I'm in Basking Ridge, New Jersey. That's where I'm at, the headquarters of Verizon.
This is the headquarters. What is behind you there, though? Those big V's.
That's Verizon. That's a V for Verizon.
No, I know it's a V for Verizon, but what is it exactly? Are they just... What is that whole...
This is a reception area of Verizon's headquarters in Basking Ridge, and that's the V's we have behind us. It's just a nice, modern way of showing our brand as we refreshed the brand last year.